Big wheels keep on turning. Carry me home to my kin. Greetings. This is another collective message. So someone here can be on the move. Someone here can be forced to move. I do want to say it's been a while since I've done a collective message on here. I do actually add on collective messages to my all signs readings, which I do every week over on my zodiac page, Angels of Vega. So if you look that page up, Angels of Vega, I post on there 13 videos every single week, so I'm more active over there. I am planning on being more active here again, but I am swamped with photography stuff right now. That being said, last week everything was delayed because of the fires going on. I am not affected by them, but people that I know directly are, and I just cannot in my right mind really do channeling and work with that kind of thing going on, and me wondering about their safety and things like that. So all that to say, some of my people, you can be moving because of that, and my heart goes out to you if that is a part of it. But some others of you can just have something unexpected happening in your life that is causing you to have to make a move. It can be a move so that you can take care of a land, an inheritance. My condolences if it is because of a loss. It can also be a sudden job change. It can be a sudden spouse change. I was going to say spouse job change, but it can be a spouse change. Some of you guys are entering this year in unhappy relationships, and you're actually going to end this year in a totally different relationship, living totally somewhere else. And with that comes a whole new world, new friends, new communities, and a whole new life. For a lot of my collective, whatever you are brave enough to face, if you are have a sense of humility to fully surrender to the process, you are going to come out handsomely and favorably on the other side. Sometimes, we work our whole lives towards something, and right when we achieve that thing, it gets taken from us. Like so many people, I know some people who literally, their place just finished building, and then it was burned to ashes. And it's like, wow, all of our dreams, all of our hopes. But there's a message here where God is really wanting people to focus on, we always hear it's the journey, not the destination. But it's true. It is the journey, not the destination. And along that journey, there's so much wisdom. And it's like, sometimes people think that they finally achieved their dream this, their dream that, their dream home, their dream whatever. And then it's like God's plan is bigger. God's plan is so much bigger. And I've just seen countless times in my life and many of my clients' lives that when we think that we know what's best, when we think that we know what would actually make us the happiest, it is usually so far from actually our highest potential, our highest peak. And when God takes something from us, no matter how heartbreaking it is, no matter how much we don't understand it, I always have seen, and I genuinely believe there's always a reason for it. There's always a greater understanding later on. When we have great loss in our lives, it's often because there's something else coming towards us. I've known people who have lost children and then they've conceived again, or they've adopted and totally changed, another child's life, and that child has changed their lives. There's situations like this. It's even like you can think that there's something as a dream property, but then little do you know that there's this other couple or this other person that you're meant to work with, go into business with, that has an even bigger compound, an even better space, an even more magical, it's like, you can think that you built this incredible mansion, but then there's a castle over here with like 100 more acres in different communities. And it's like, wow, I thought that was my dream. And I spent decades saving up and building for that. But then God's plan is even greater. And it always shows out in that way. So the collective message for this week is mostly understanding that things are always moving, things are always changing. Oftentimes when we think we know what's best for us, God knows better. And so if something is being taken, I'm not gaslighting pain in any way, shape, or form. Feel the grief, experience it. And at the same time, remember, there is always purpose in pain. There's always something to alchemize. And it really is the journey, not the destination. Because oftentimes, again, we think that we see where something is going, or we imagined something to be a certain way. And I genuinely believe God knows best. And if he takes something from us, it is genuinely because there is something bigger and better on the horizon. We do have the crown chakra energy. You can't be everybody's cup of tea. So this can also be, with weak roots, this can also be, God placing people in areas where their roots will grow deeper, where they will be able to strengthen their roots, where the soil will be more fertile, where the relationships, the connections will be more fertile. And sometimes we are placed in places where it's not, and we are sent there for the purpose of making and alchemizing that land to become fertile, to bring consciousness to parts of the country that are less conscious. Oftentimes I've been put in communities where I'm like, what the heck, why am I sent here? And years later I get messages from these people saying, thank you, Valerie, you opened my eyes to something that at the time I didn't understand, I didn't want to understand, but as years have passed, things that you've said have really stuck with me and have really helped change my life, and my life wouldn't be where it is today had you not been in my life years ago. And it's not like boasting on anything. It's just, that's often what God does. He plants us in places where we are needed, not necessarily where we want, but we can learn to want that, right? We can learn to alchemize and find appreciation and find love and find gratitude. Stepping Stones was actually the first card that flipped with Pioneer. So yeah, someone here is, I'm hearing like Oregon Trail, assertive, yang, moving, pure, okay. This is the fire card. So again, my condolences with all the people who are dealing with that. I literally have burning. So someone here, this is also something within the gut, a need to speak up. This is needing to speak your truth, needing to step up, some of us need to exercise more, switching up your exercise routine. The body is becoming stagnant. With the Pioneer energy leading the way, it's also Aries energy. It's being able to love being the fool in a situation or being the misunderstood one in a situation, knowing that Aries energy starts at 0, the fool, but it becomes the emperor, which, has the whole kingdom, not just one section of the kingdom like a king or a queen, but the entirety of the kingdom. And there's a lot of responsibility. Those are big shoes to fill. And with that, you have to understand big loss to be able to receive that great responsibility, because there's a need for compassion and deep understanding and empathy for the people in the village. And you can't truly empathize with them. You can't have true compassion for those people who are struggling if you haven't experienced deep loss, deep pain, deep grief. So oftentimes our deep grief or deep pain or deep loss is sent to us as a gift so that we may touch and heal others' lives. I've been through certain things that I don't talk about publicly, but I do talk about with personal clients who are going through that very thing. And I only disclose certain things that I've been through because of how intimate and horrific and traumatizing they were to me, to people who are going through that. And I genuinely believe that's why none of their therapists could get through to them, because the therapist that they tried talking to about those specific traumas had never experienced those things. And it's just like a baby. I learned this in my harp therapy course. If a baby is crying and screaming and you learn what key the baby is crying and screaming in, and you go to a harp and you play and you pluck that key, the baby will be quiet because it feels the resonance. It feels that resonance. Humans are no different. When a human is going through certain trauma, they're not going to feel seen, met, and acknowledged until they're truly eye to eye with another being who has actually experienced that level of grief, that level of pain, that level of trauma. So for some of my collective, you are going through certain traumatic things that you're like, why me, why me? It's because you are meant to help heal others, and God knows that you are strong enough now at this point in time to withstand that sort of pain, to withstand that sort of loneliness, to withstand that sort of grief. Because you are meant to help heal others in that in the future. And you cannot heal others through that in the future if you have not experienced it yourself. We cannot truly help people walk through certain things that we ourselves have not actually experienced. And that's why we can't be everybody's teacher. We can't be everybody's medicine. However, everyone goes through very specific, trying times. Four of Pentacles, this is a time to be more conservative, more meticulous, more slow and steady. It's a time to be in more prayer. It's a time to work on our mental capacity. It's a time to be more conscious. It's a time for us to step up and serve others. Even if we don't have much monetarily to give, we can give a listening ear. We can give a smile. We can help out in so many different ways. Like the gas station I frequent, there's someone there that doesn't have a car that works, and it's a woman, and she walks home 45 minutes at night. So I've been giving her a ride home because it's just around the corner from my neighborhood. It's not difficult for me to, leave the house at 11:45 so I can give her a ride home. There are little things like that that Spirit is really pushing us to do at this time. As we have literally teams, cooperation is necessary, what we give to others. So right now, Spirit is honestly testing us. How gracious are we? How giving are we? How humble are we helping those around us in our community? And there is some sort of resurrection. If you guys have been feeling like a bird in a cage, there is some sort of breakthrough and commitment coming around the corner, but other things have to be sent to the litter box. This can be bad habits. drinking too much, smoking too much pop, too much laziness, too much lethargy, whatever it is. There is a true friend, lover, and community around the corner. This is a healing period. Bless you.